Welcome back to another Winnemac hockey video. We're ranking the Metro Division today. I'm Matt, joined alongside with Jake and Vander. Be sure to like and subscribe. Let's hop in the video.
All right, welcome back. Like Matt said, we're doing the Metro rankings today. If you haven't seen our other ranking videos, make sure you go check those out, see where we put your favorite team. But let's jump into it. The number one spot for me is the New York Islanders. I think that they are consistently a great team. Barry Trotz is probably the best coach in the NHL. He proves that every season by taking that mediocre roster and taking them deep into the playoffs. So they're my number one.
My number one is Barry Trotz's former team, the Washington Capitals. I think they still have a lot to give. That core is still really good. Obviously, when you're led by a guy like Alexander Ovechkin, why would you not want to come out and play as hard as you can? And they still have pretty good goaltending. I think they still have a really good offense. I think it really comes down to how well they play in the back end defensively. But John Carlson's always a beast, just to see if he has somebody with him. But I think they're going to get that one seed again this year.
Yeah, and they just acquired Seattle Kraken legend Vitek Vanacek. Vander, who do you have?
As well, I have the Capitals. Ovi's going for that all-time record. That's going to generate a lot of points, and I think it'll generate good results.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I thought about putting them number one, but it seems like every season they disappoint me. So I couldn't put that much faith into them. However, number two on my list is the Washington Capitals. Pretty much the same reasons you guys said. They're a solid team led by Alexander Ovechkin, who impresses year after year. Who do you guys have second place?
Well, I flip-flopped with you. In second place, I have the New York Islanders. Like you said, with that low of a roster to play that well every year, Barry Trotz should just get the coach of the year like every single season at this point, because what he does is incredible. And I think he's going to somehow find a way to give even better goaltending like he does every year off of mediocre goaltenders. Matthew Bartzel's going to have a good season again and again. It seems like a same repeat. Let's just hope they can finally get over the top this year.
I have the Penguins in my second position. I think they can get stuff done.
I mean, never doubt a team with Sidney Crosby on it. However,
Exactly.
Sidney Crosby's injured to start the year. Evgeny Malkin's injured to start the year. I don't even remember who their first line center is. I think it's like Jeff Carter. So that's not promising. Jake Gensel's probably going to put up a bunch of goals like normal if he can continue putting up offense without Sidney Crosby. I think that team's going to have a tough time until their star players get back. So my third place team is the New York Rangers. I think that their young guys have to start performing better. Like, I want to see Capo Caco and Lafreniere actually start doing things. If you're not going to do it this season, when are you going to do it? Right? So I expect them to show up. Their goaltending's solid. They still got Panarin and Zibanejad. The defense is solid. I don't see a lot of holes. It's just a matter of actually putting the stats on paper.
Yeah, I have Carolina in the third spot. I think their defense is still really good. Brett Pesci and Jacob Slavin, I think, are going to make up for the slack of losing a guy like Dougie Hamilton. I still have a lot of faith in Sebastian Aho. I still think Rod Brind'Amour is a really good coach. Two really good coaches in this division. I think he's the other one of those, and he gets a lot out of his players. And I see them surprising a lot of people, maybe with some of the subtractions that they had this year. I still think they're going to sneak in at the third spot.
In the third spot, I have the New York Islanders, for obvious reasons.
Coaching, defense, they're going to win a bunch of games, 1-0. I feel you.
Yep.
So that takes us to the fourth place. I have the Pittsburgh Penguins, and this was tough for me because fourth place means if they don't get the wild card, if the Atlantic takes both wild card spots, which they might, the Penguins are out of the playoffs. And that doesn't really sit well for me because it's not something we are used to. But it's definitely a possibility this season. Matt, who do you have?
Yeah, I have also the Pittsburgh Penguins there at 4. I think with a lot of issues that you mentioned earlier, Kenny Malkin being out for a little bit, Sidney Crosby being out for a little bit, it's going to be hard to see where they're going to get their production from, especially for the start of the season, and they're going to lose some ground early. And in a division like this, where it's always a bloodbath year by year, I don't know if they'll be able to catch up after that.
In the 4th spot, I actually have the Carolina Hurricanes. I think they got some good pieces. They're going to see success this year.
Oof, you guys are putting a lot of faith into the Hurricanes. Hurricanes
Rod,
fans, I hope the best, but I don't know.
Rod Brindamore, dude.
He is a great coach, but he's not a miracle worker. So, taking us into the 5th spot, I have the New Jersey Devils. I think that their young guys are impressive. I think that Jack Hughes, Nico Hischier are going to have great seasons. Luke Hughes, I don't see him being like the leader on the back end quite yet, but give it a couple years and he's going to be right up there too. They signed Dougie Hamilton, which is awesome. Their goaltending's been solid. I think they're really starting to become a great team and one that's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, my 5th spot, I have the Rangers, arguably one of the most overrated teams in the league. It seems like every year everybody wants them to win the Metro, win the Stanley Cup, and they end up missing the playoffs every single year. And the reason why is, like, honestly, they're not that deep. A lot of production that they were hoping to get from their young guys just hasn't happened. Plus, they just traded Buchnevich over to the St. Louis Blues, which I thought was a really good player for them. And to lose a guy like that and bring back small returns, I really don't see it for them. I think they're going to be sitting there in that 5th spot and fighting and clawing for that last wild card.
Hey, they did get Ryan Reeves, so that's
He's
a
only
win.
going to take care of Tom Wilson.
Yeah, they might go 0-82 this season, but they might have a scrap with Tom Wilson that they have a chance in. So, who knows? Mander, who do you have?
I actually have the Devils. I think those new additions are gonna bode really well for them. I think Jack Hughes can have a really great season, and Luke Hughes can get his feet under him, have a good start.
So you see Luke Hughes on the team this season?
Maybe not a copious amount of minutes, but I think a few minutes.
All right, that's fair. Next up, I have the Philadelphia Flyers in 6th. I think they made some okay moves this offseason. I don't think it makes them much better. They weren't getting it done. They traded Voracek for Cam Atkinson, and they traded away Shane Gostisbehere for future considerations, essentially. So I don't think that they also gave away Nolan Patrick, who I'm a big fan of. And sure, they brought back Ellis, but you also lost Gostisbehere. So I'm confused at what direction they're headed.
Well, I like the additions of Cam Atkinson and Ellis. I think those are two good guys that should be able to bolster the lineup. I also have them in 6th place. I don't think they're going to be that far off a wild card, but I don't think they're going to get it. And it really comes down to, are we going to see a good Carter Hart or not this season? It seems like it all depends on how well they play, is based on if Carter Hart's going to decide he wants to stop the puck or not. So that's where I have them in 6th.
Didn't they also sign, I think it was Martin Jones as the backup, no?
Yeah, so we'll see. He's got some competition this year, so maybe Carter Hart will step up for him.
I have the Flyers as well in that spot, and you guys pretty much stated all the reasons.
Yeah, so a pretty consistent lower ranking for the Flyers. 7th place, you guys are not going to like this ranking. I'm sure there's a certain audience of fans who aren't going to like this ranking, but I have the Carolina Hurricanes in 7th. I think losing Dougie Hamilton and Nadel, you know what his name is, the goalie. I think those are two big losses. And I don't think they did enough to replace that. Sure, getting KK from the Canadiens is going to help. But first off, people freaking out about the 6.1 mil. Sure, if they qualify, if they give him a qualifying offer, they have to start at 6.1. But they can sign him in, I believe, starting in January. And they can sign him to whatever he wants. So they could have some agreement in place already where they can sign him to a much fairer deal for his current value. But anyways, Hurricanes, 7th place this year.
I actually have the New Jersey Devils in 7th place this year. The guy that they ended up trading away in Dougie Hamilton. I think he's really going to show his value as a guy. He's going to miss not having Jacob Slavin and Brett Pesce on his side there. He's a very aggressive, offensive-minded defenseman, and when he's not able to do that, playing alongside guys like Will Butcher and guys like PK Subban, it's really going to show that he's not really as valuable as you think he might be, because when offensive defensemen don't have time to shine and be aggressive, it kind of shows their holes defensively, and I think that's going to happen. And if they're banking on him to be their top guy back there, I think that's going to bode serious issues for the rest of the lineup. And I just don't think they have that much depth offensively in the forward lines as well. And I don't know. Is Blackwood the answer there in the back? I don't know. But he did show some promise last year. But is he a top 10, top 15 goaltender? We'll see. But until I see some promise and some progress out of this lineup, 7th place is where I have him.
All right, Vander, who do you have?
I stuck the Rangers down there. I don't think they're anything to write home about.
All right.
They got Ryan Reeves, but that's not going to take care of much in the grand.
So when Matt said that people
Look on
overrate
things.
the Rangers, he was not talking about you. That is a low ranking.
Not talking about
There is
me,
a
no.
big market of fans who just got their pitchforks and they're coming for you because they do not like that.
So we don't give out home addresses.
That's a good thing. 8th place, I have the Columbus Blue Jackets. I think they had a terrible offseason, probably like worst case scenario, and that's not going to make for a great season.
Yeah, I think they were trying to do a 2.0 of losing everybody from the last time that they did it, and deciding, hey, we just don't need to re-sign anybody. We'll just trade away all the people that we want to trade away with, and we'll just restart. Well, I don't think that's going to work another time around. I don't think they're going to have the type of success that they had last time, and yeah, I have the Columbus also in 8th place.
Yep, same here. Blue Jackets fans, we want you to be good, but there's nothing coming out of Columbus right now.
Yeah, so that does it for our list. If you liked it, leave a like. If you disagree with something, let us know down below. We'd love for you to check out more of our videos and consider subscribing, and we'll see you in the next one.